Damn, Dawson.
Truly Bree. Y'all know what the fuck going on. So typical. So typical. So typical. So typical. Man, this shit is so typical. So typical, so typical, so typical, so typical, so typical, so typical. Miscommunication, lack of education. I'ma school these hoes on the art of elevation. One mistake, and not all these hoes hating. Looks like they wasn't fishing, but they was baiting. So typical, so typical, so typical, so typical, so typical, so typical, so typical. It's so typical how I'm that bitch, and how many hoes hate me cause they ain't that bitch. Look, I might as well come out with a kid. One post got you bitches stuck in a fit. Don't forget, ho, I always been thick. I ain't push you hoes out, but y'all always been my kid. You can't auction me off for no little ass bid, bitch. So typical, 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 so typical. I wasn't on ice, but I was skating. Look, you can't do it like this right here. I should be the only bitch that you feel trying to drive, but the car stuck in gear. Look, I used to be far, but now I'm near. Bitch, you got the hours, but you ain't hitting a tear. Hey yo, I'm a legend like Jordan. Got a deep voice like Morgan in the sky, cause I'm soaring. Unfamiliars call me foreign. Nice as fuck, so I ain't boring. Ain't competing, but I'm scoring. Yeah. What Bree got? All the niggas. Who Bree take? All your niggas. How Bree look? A 10 in the pictures. What's Bree type? Dreadhead niggas, bitch. Yeah, dreadhead niggas. What's Bree type? Dreadhead niggas. So typical. 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 So typical.